Hello everyone, welcome to college. The name of this presentation is Welcome to College, You're Not in High School Anymore. I'm your professor. Let me see if I can adjust the screen so that you can see the subtitles a little more clearly. Okay. You can call me Professor Cipriani, or if you prefer, Dr. Cipriani. Do not call me or any of your college professors Mr. or Miss, as you called your high school teachers. If you know that a college instructor has earned a doctorate, you can address that person as doctor, but if you don't know, or if you're not sure whether they have a doctorate, use professor. This shows that you're aware that you've moved up to college and to a college mindset, and you're already making strides away from high school. It's the first of many steps in your growth and learning process. The objective of this presentation is to highlight some very important ways in which college is different from high school, other than the obvious ones. You're being asked to think about the question, what are at least 3 ways that you can imagine college is different from high school? And I say imagine because you're just starting out. You can't really know for sure. But how do you imagine college will be different from high school? This is a multi-answer question of at least 3 ways that you can think about. I suggest that you stop the video for a minute, write down 3 things that you can think about, and then start this video again. So some answers that you might have put down were set your own schedule. In college, you will set your own schedule much more than you did in high school. College asks you to be more responsible and self-reliant. As we talked about just now, you're being asked to call your professors professor, not Miss or Mr. And you're being asked to be much more professional in your spoken communications, more professional in your written communications, and more precise or exact in the information that you provide to your professors and to your colleagues in all your classes. Overall, you're being asked to be more mature and to be more self-aware and aware of your time management. The point of the quiz is that you wrote down at least 3 ways that you imagined. That was the actual test, was to follow the instructions. Following instructions in all your courses will help you tremendously to do very well in school. In this course, English 1101, you will be expected to read, write, and speak in a more professional, mature, college-level way than perhaps you were expected to do in high school. There are several things that will help you to do this and to fit in and be successful in your college career. The first thing is to think of each email, discussion post, and other written communication in this class and in all your classes as reflections of the adult that you're becoming with a college degree. Because this is a writing course, it is my job to teach you how to write emails and other communications to your professors, starting with me, but including every single professor that you will ever communicate with. We're starting with emails because that will be the first way that you communicate with most people in college. The rules are simple. First, use your college email. I'd like to note here that these rules would also apply to any job that you have, any professional communications that you have. Here you use your college email. In a job, you would use your professional work email. Second, make sure to add a subject line to every email that you send. Do not send blank subject emails because they will get lost in the shuffle. They also look very unprofessional. In college, add a subject line to every email. For most professors, that should include your class number or the name of the class. that helps the professor contextualize the email, and it shows your professionalism and your seriousness that you know what you're doing and that you respect yourself and your professor enough to write a serious email. That seriousness will lead your professor to take you more seriously. Third, start every email with Dear Professor, or if you prefer, Dear Prof and the person's name. If you add their name, make sure that you spell it correctly. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten Dear Professor Cipriana or Capriati or something else, and it makes me a little bit more uneasy giving that person what they're asking for. So start every email with Dear Professor, and if you use the person's name, make sure to spell it correctly. End every email with a closing like thank you and then your name, or sincerely and then your name, or best regards and your name. Yes, your name appears on the heading of every email, but this is a professional courtesy and it gives your email more legitimacy. And finally, spell check and use the free version of Grammarly before sending every single email that you write. This will apply to all written statements, but we're talking about emails right now. Go to Grammarly.com, download the free version of Grammarly, and turn it on to help you with the basics of writing. That would be punctuation, spelling, and above all, clarity. If your professor or any reader does not know what you mean, they cannot help you. I would reinforce that with a quiz, but I will see who's been paying attention by the emails that I get from people over the next few weeks. The other staple of a college online course is the discussion boards. And when you're writing in a discussion board, the basics that I just talked about follow again. You need to follow all the directions exactly. You need to add a relevant subject to every post to indicate your main idea. Don't use generic terms like introduction or discussion number 1. Actually, take the time to figure out what you're talking about and make that the subject so that your readers, including your professor, know in advance what they're going to be reading about. And once again, use free Grammarly to help proofread every single email or discussion board or college paper. It will certainly pay off in the long run. Just a sidebar on the idea of adding a subject to the emails that indicate your main idea. This also applies when you're writing papers. Your paper should not be labeled essay number 1 or assignment number 1. It should be given a title that shows what the main idea is that you're writing about. We're in a fully online asynchronous class. Because of this, time management and self-reliance are even more important than they would be in your traditional in-person college classes. To succeed in our class, you need to follow a routine that helps you get your work completed on time. Every Monday, I will post an announcement in Blackboard, and that will be sent to your email, your college email, on Monday mornings. It will remind you of the work for the week. I will check in every few days to make sure that everybody is up to speed by sending announcements. So you should check the course schedule in our class Blackboard page, check the work for the week, open the weekly folder, and get to work. Follow all directions exactly. If I'm asking you to do a discussion post of at least 200 words, make sure that you get at least 200 words in. And don't do the minimum, do 220 words. If I give you a maximum, don't go over that maximum. But in English 1101, you will not be given maximum word counts. You will be given minimum word counts. At least 200 words for a discussion post. At least 75 words for a discussion response. Following all directions exactly, time management and self-reliance, announcements that are posted on Monday mornings, which are intended to guide you into completing the work on time. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Everything should be in by the end of the week. Follow the directions. Follow the course schedule. Our Blackboard page opens to that course schedule, and when you open it in the first week, you will see our first unit only. You won't see the entire semester because 15 weeks is a lot of time, and we do cover a lot of material. So my chairman has suggested that we cut the work into manageable bites, and the first bite that you will be getting is our first unit only. A word about asynchronous classes. I have to follow a strict grading schedule because I teach a lot of classes, and so to get the material back to you in a timely fashion, I need to get it on the due date that it's posted on the syllabus. So please work with me here. It's really tough at the end of the semester if I have 50 things to grade. No one's learning anything at that point, and it's really overwhelming both for you, the students, and for me, the professor grading. I will try to keep up with making sure that everybody stays on track, but at a certain point, it gets a little overwhelming all the way around. So let's try not to fall behind. Some of you may have already looked at our Blackboard course. If you have not yet seen my Do Not Fall Behind note in the course materials, it goes something like this. This is a fully online course, thus we will not meet in person at all this semester. However, because we are fully online, we will adhere to a strict virtual meeting schedule. The schedule of the course runs from Monday through Saturday and is designed to cover different material weekly. Do not fall behind. I expect that you will log in at least 3 times per week and attend to the business of the class. That includes readings, presentations, discussions, and assignments. I repeat, do not fall behind. You will be expected to do all the readings each week before engaging in the discussions. Assignments will be posted for the week that they are scheduled, and if an assignment is not completed by the end of the unit, a 0 grade will appear in your grade list for that task. Do not fall behind. If you feel that you are falling behind, please contact me sooner rather than later using the email listed here. You're not bothering me. I wait to hear from students, and I really want you to succeed. I can work with you in week 4 or 5 to catch up in a way that I can't do in week 14 or 15. So, if you feel yourself getting confused, slipping, or worried, please send me an email. The sooner, the better. I look forward to a great semester with you all.